Hello everyone, it's me, Grace Serrano Vinci Guerra, and I put up a couple of pictures today of a peach black cherry apple pie that I did, only instead of cutting the pie dough in two, I rolled it out to the extent of what I could get, and then I just simply folded it over according to the way I would cut the pie pieces. Turned out quite well. And people were interested. I had about 5 different people ask me for the recipe. So I was at the beach club today, so I had no chance to do that. And I promised tonight I would put this video up on YouTube. The recipe is as follows. For the pie crust, I put 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, which I sifted. I put 1 teaspoon of salt. I put 2/3 of a cup of butter and 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. Then I put 4 to 6 tablespoons of ice water. I added 1 teaspoon of anise extract and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1/2 teaspoon of orange extract. This is called a fragrant dough, okay? It comes out very, very nice. And what I do is I work the dough a little at a time, and then I let it sit for about 15 minutes. It takes the tension out of the dough. Sometimes in the winter, I'll let it sit for 35 minutes, but because it's so warm, and I don't like to do my baking and everything with the air conditioner on. So I usually just use the fan in the oven, okay? So 15 minutes is quite enough time in the warmth to have the dough take the tension out. And then I start to roll. Now in the pie dough, in the pie pan, or just a regular pie pan, I did all the sides and all the inside with olive oil, all the way up to the top. And then I placed my dough inside. In another bowl, I used 4 well-seasoned peaches. Now, by well-seasoned, I mean they were sitting on the counter for about 4 to 5 days until they became nice and ripe, soft to the touch, and an exquisite sweet smell to it. What I do is I skin them. First I wash them, of course, dry them with a paper towel, skin them, and then I make a complete cut with the knife all around. And then I start to slice them, not too thin because they are going to melt in the oven. So you want to make it like 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch slices. Put them in the bowl, and now you're going to get 2 handfuls of cherries. So you figure about 3/4 pound of black cherries, okay? Fresh cherries also that have been aging on the counter. So they come to their full capacity as far as taste and juice. And let me tell you, when we cut into this, when it cooled down and everything, the juice was just pouring out. So it was exquisite. So if you're going to put a nice cup of vanilla ice cream on it, or a nice homemade whipped cream, you could literally take the juice and just give it a nice drizzle all over. It'll look exquisite, taste exquisite, and just the natural juices. Now what I did in the fruit, in the cherry, which I depitted, I washed them also, depitted them, and cut them in half. Don't cut them smaller than in half because they're gonna disappear. You want them to know that they're having fresh cherries in this pie. So what I did was cut them in half, and then I added 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and then I added 1/3 of a cup of regular sugar, and I added 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and let me think, what else? Oh, a drizzle of salt, and that was it. Very plain, very beautiful, and exquisite for the summer, for this heat. So like I said, you could put a scoop of ice cream on it, or you could do a nice dollop of fresh made whipped cream, okay? Now, if you need the recipe for the fresh made whipped cream, I get a heavy cream. I get just a small container. If you have a larger family, you would get the quart. I whip it with my KitchenAid with the whipping device. And I add in a spoonful and a half of vanilla. And I add in 1/3 of a cup of confectioner's sugar. So what I'm actually making is like a French whipped cream. Okay, because that confectioner's sugar gives it an exquisite flavor, and the vanilla. So we're gonna whip that up, and then you keep it in the refrigerator until you need it, especially now that it's so warm out. Now you could either put that in a piping bag. I'll do that if I'm having company, but if it's just us, I put it in the refrigerator, and then like I said, I give a dollop on top or a dollop of ice cream, and it comes great. You know, depending on what type of atmosphere, how full you are, if it's a dessert, if it's just a snack, or whatever. But this is what I do. Now, the pie crust and the pie itself with the peaches and the cherries and everything is then, after I close it off, you don't need to put any butter, you don't need to put anything on top. Place it in a pre-lit, preheated oven at 370 degrees I did, okay? And I cooked it for what, Nikki, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Check on it after 30 minutes. And if you feel that it's, you know, the color that you like, you want a golden color to it. I will try to put up the pictures. I don't know if YouTube accepts the pictures or not. I'm going to try to do that. And let it cool off. Like I said, do not put confectioner's sugar on until after you cooled it off. Now, I did not place it in the refrigerator, but you could place it in the refrigerator. And this way, maybe the liquid will firm up also. But if you just like that naturalness, the juice is coming out, which is what I like. That was what I was looking for. And that's what I did. I didn't place it in the refrigerator. I waited it to cool off naturally. And then after that, I gave it a big dollop of confectioner's sugar, cut into it, and Nikki lost his mind. And my daughter, Nicole, lost her mind too. It was out of this world, as she said. I tasted it. I was very happy with it, and I'm sure you will be too. So thank you so much for following me, for listening to me, and for watching. I appreciate it. Please put this video on your page, give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel, or else I won't be able to do any more videos. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Ciao, ciao.